Hello and you're welcome to the Female Show. I am Tilly Ekinipa. Now, I am seated here with a very beautiful lady. And just so you know, this is still the Female Show. I know the set has changed and then, yeah. We are in a new month. Something big is happening with OnePlay Africa. So a lot of changes are happening. But today on the Female Show, I am here with the organized side, the corporate world. As we are a bit, we get clumsy and messy a bit, but when we meet them, everything is settled. Yeah, and today I'm seated here with e-commerce and digital marketer, influencer. Let me mention this one. Influencer marketing strategist, Miss Abena Chrappah. The Chrappah name is very familiar. Awfully familiar, I must say. And today I'm going to find out why the name sounds really familiar to me. She seems like something behind the scenes, but I'll ask her again. You know the Chrappah person I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Because I know the name somewhere. And then you told me that's your sister. Please, when you go, say hi to her for me. I doubt she really remember me.
Tilly, right?
Yes.
I will make sure.
No, she won't remember T.
She won't remember Tilly.
No, I had a very notorious personality in school.
So what were you known for? What was your name then?
I'm feeling sad to say it on camera, but how are you doing?
Okay. I am good.
How is life?
Good. Life is great.
You seem very tired.
I am. It's been a long day.
Hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Very long, but hey.
But
that's what life is.
Yeah, you ladies in the corporate world, you are up on your feet, like back to back. So this shouldn't be new to you.
Yeah, but one thing though, I don't think it's only corporate ladies that are on their feet back to back. Yeah?
Yeah.
Every lady who's doing something is always on their feet back to back.
But is it intense in the corporate world?
So I think that I've gotten a varied experience because my parents own shops in Makola. So I understand the Makola life and I've gotten an understanding of the corporate life. And there's really no difference.
If really you have that background, then it means the marketing bit started from, let's talk about that for a minute. Where did you pick the penchant for marketing?
I didn't know I was a marketer.
Oh.
But I always knew I loved to sell things. So I was always in the Makola shop with my parents. In Makola, sorry, not the Makola shop, but the shop in Makola with my parents. I mean, we've been there since we were babies. Oh. It was almost like when you're on vacation, you know where you're going. You're not on vacation. Yeah. So in our house, we really don't know what Christmas is because Christmas is sales. So you're all going to the shop to help with selling. So I've always been that kind. In school, I was selling.
What are you selling
I
in
was
school?
selling football boots. In university, I was selling football boots because my dad used to sell sneakers, football boots, ladies' shoes, men's shoes. So it was generally footwear, right?
Oh, okay.
So I would sell. I'd sell football boots from my dad and ladies' sandals and slippers from my mom. I still didn't think I was good at anything called marketing. I just knew I'm doing business. I am selling.
Okay, so what then is the difference between sales and marketing? I think that this is a bit confusing to a lot of people.
Okay, so I've come to understand with the experience, marketing is, I think in simple terms, getting the horse to the water.
That is not that simple. It's not
That's
that
the
simple.
simplest way I can make it. It's what convinces the horse to come to the water.
Okay.
And sales is the horse actually drinking the water.
So the horse being the target audience, or
I'm not calling people horses.
Okay.
So essentially, marketing is the pull.
Okay.
It's that attraction. It is what will cause you to think about the product. It's what gets to your mental state and draw some kind of emotion from you.
So it's reputation. Reputation of the brand?
It's not reputation.
What's really
marketing is actually convincing someone as to why they should take what you want.
Okay.
It is that attraction. It's like literally what we are doing here is marketing. We've prepped. We're looking pretty. We are sitting pretty. That's marketing. The guy sees you, he's attracted. when he comes in, how you talk to him is the sale.
Oh, I see. That's the difference.
That's the
And the whole time you didn't know you were doing marketing and sales together.
Oh, for me, I was just selling.
You were just
because
selling.
when I go, I'm not coming to now attract you with anything. I have football boots. What's your shoe size? I think you play football.
Yeah, but there was something you were doing to get them closer.
Well, you can say that, because honestly, I wasn't doing marketing. I wasn't doing any social media, none of that. Also because, and I think that's one thing we always miss, I leverage the people around me. My friends knew my parents were in Makola. I always said, look, I'm a Makola baby. I'm here to sell shoes. And I'm on the move. They knew this. And so anytime I brought shoes, they were the first people I would speak to. And word of mouth is always powerful. And we see that now in social media, where because of word of mouth, things change. And literally text, that's our word of mouth. Things are changing. So word of mouth is extremely essential. And it's the thing that pulls others. So my pool of people pulled others to me to sell. And of course, it's about how you also talk to people, right? That you leave a lasting memory with them. And ensuring that what you're selling to them is actually genuine and of good quality. So your reputation is at stake, right? Because it is that trust that will get them to come back. So essentially that's it.
Okay, so at what point did you decide to make it a bit more professional, or maybe go and study about it and then make it a bit more than just a Makola baby?
Yeah, I always say it was good because I studied French in school. Yeah.
Where is school?
In Kenya State.
Okay.
I actually studied French. I graduated in French. But
then you're really good. I feel like you should throw something at me if I can respond equally, because I did French in JHS. I think you're booming too much.
No, I know. I think that our teachers really worry us sometimes, honestly.
Please, let's talk about that for a minute. Because my young ladies that are watching, I am so sure that some of them are having problems with their French teachers. Today,
I agree. Because in GHS, I loved French. I loved language. I loved we did fancy and we did French. I loved the classes. When we got to senior high,
French teachers, no.
It didn't make any sense. They made it look like it was something, if you were not extremely intelligent, you just couldn't do it. Like, you just were not smart enough for French.
So you agree that it's not the students' fault that most of us in these Anglophone countries can't pick up the Francophone language easily. It's just that it's the teachers, they didn't make it that easy, right? Because too much.
No, but to some extent, because every case is unique. But I think that generally, the patience it takes for a teacher to communicate to a student, sometimes our teachers don't have that. I noticed a difference in university, and the difference was our French teacher used to speak Tree to us to teach us French.
Oh, that's new.
I know. He's speaking Tree, like he's talking to you in Tree, but he's teaching you French, right? Like having conversations with you. You know, stuff like that. We had people who made it look like it was a conversation you were having, and you all had the opportunity, like it was possible. I think that Kenya the French teachers, they were brilliant. They made, in fact, I really was not sure what I was going to do in university. And I think maybe I should even say this on the platform, that if you have no idea what you want to do, it's also okay. Just put in the hard work in whatever you find yourself in, and you get there, you figure it out. I mean, because I studied French in senior high, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I said, okay, I'll just go and continue with French. I just chose French. But the experience learning French in the university was extremely different. Like, someone who would struggle with French, and I am getting B's in French. Like, where did this come from? It didn't add up, and I realized that the teaching style is extremely important. Of course, there are students who have made up their minds they will never learn.
I guess I was one of them.
No, I mean, there were people throughout the 4 years of being in French class, you could count the French on one hand of what they could speak. I just said to myself, if nothing at all, after 4 years, I must speak something.
I think we'll take a quick break and come and talk about this French a bit, and then we'll, move forward, because it's very important to me. Please do not go anywhere. This conversation is crucial. French is crucial. Stick.
Hi guys, it's your girl AJ Kimura in the building, and you are watching The Female Show.
You're welcome back to The Female Show. I am Tiyeki Nipa. I'm seated here with a lady who is telling me how easy she picked up on French and how difficult some of the French teachers made it for some of us, like me and probably you. We're going to talk a little bit about how she's even been able to use French in her career and how, easy it came to her. So I'm here with Miss Abena Chrappah, and we are talking everything French in her career. Let's talk about that for a minute. We're talking about how you picked up the French. Now I'm guessing with having French at the tip of your hand, it's really opened doors for you.
I'm not one of those stories.
Really?
French didn't open doors for me.
I would think that's because, people really want that.
In actual fact, and actually, after I started working for a long time, almost 5 years after working, I still got a lot of, the French, aren't you using it? There should be a work where you're using it, but it didn't. That's why I think that everyone's path is different.
When did that U-turn come? Because
immediately after school.
Okay.
So here's what happened. I've always been enterprising. I mean, I would do different things. I was in the Pack Squara. I was selling. And then I was also a part of Moonlight Cafe. Moonlight Cafe was a group that developed talent in music and in poetry and would put all these talents on campus together and organize shows.
Oh.
And I was one of the music directors. Yes, I sing. So I was one of the music directors, and the interesting thing was there was a sponsor for that, and the person who had come in was actually the owner of the agency, and she had seen the way I worked and said, I like the way you work. I would like for you to do national service with me.
Oh.
I had no idea what she did. I had no idea what it was about. So in the end, I rather asked her, what do you do? Mm-hmm. Well, how do you want to use me? It kind of felt like I was rather interviewing her for what she wants me to do.
For a national service role.
Exactly, for a national service role. Because honestly, even up to that point, I had no idea what I was going to do for national service. And actually, I didn't care much, but maybe because I was like, if nothing happens, I'll go and sell. But yeah, I had that crazy side to me. But I think bottom line, I was very confident of the fact that I work hard. And so I wouldn't go hungry. And that was it for me. So that was the turning point. She had nothing to do with French. And she was her company then was my first step into the whole agency, marketing, advertising space. That was my first step. So right after uni, my first job was in marketing and advertising, and I've not stopped since then.
Was there any shock when you entered that space? Something that shocked you, like, I'm not ready for this.
Shock. That's another thing, eh? I think that I'm a very adventurous person.
Oh.
So I wasn't shocked. For me, what would have shocked me was if I was put into an office setup. The great thing was, I have prior learning of how to work virtually. My first job was virtual.
Oh.
She was a one-woman company then, doing really big things with companies like Kiss Condoms and Fiesta Condoms. And she just needed someone to support. She gave me a laptop. I could work from home. We met once a week. It was the life for me.
That's some cool job right there.
Very cool.
Please, is the slot still open?
Unfortunately, she closed down. She's back in the UK. But I have kept close contact with her. I literally call her sister. And I take her as a mentor. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, but that was the start. It was. And since then,
you've been up to some big things, some greatness. I checked your portfolio and I'm like, oh my God. My God, when will mine be this full?
Oh, goodness.
Was there never a point where the French was instrumental in the marketing or the role that you found yourself in?
I'm yet to get to a stage where it was instrumental.
Really?
I know, right? I think the only time I've used French was to help my parents in their shops. because they also had Ivorians coming in to buy. And so even when I'm not at home, hey, Abena, hey, I quit mommy, but I'm into the oko. Now one and
I can relate.
you know what? Exactly. So I would then do the conversations, and so it's actually in my parents' shop. I've ended up using French, but out of that,
Not even with the clients you've worked with over the years.
not even one. All of my clients have been English. They are Anglophone. Even the international ones, all of them have been Anglophone. But hey, I know I've lost some of it, but I still hold on to the fact that I can still read it. When someone speaks and they speak slowly, not too fast, not like the French, I can understand. I can slowly also speak as well, making some errors, of course. But yeah.
Influencer marketing strategies. What is that about? Because I know influencer, I know marketing. The strategies that has what is that also about?
You know, influencer marketing in general has been something that started a while back, and it's for Ghana. I think for me personally, from my experience, I'll say it's been in its baby stages. Everything you do in marketing, you need to have a strategy, you need to have a plan. And that is what an influencer marketing strategist does. They put a plan to how you're going to use these influencers to market whatever product and service you have.
Oh.
I have been a marketing strategist. I ended up doing influencer marketing. Even I started it without realizing it was influencer marketing. All I knew is, oh, I'd like for this person to be a part of our project, you know? And little by little, that has built into having that know-how to be able to put together strategies to guide influencers as they work. Because look, they are people, they need some sort of direction. What do you want to achieve? If you leave people alone, they could end up, some of them do a good job, but most of them need some guidance. Else they would turn your brand in a different way from what it's supposed to be. So that is like almost like the borderline, you know, the barricade. That's a much better word. The barricade to what they are supposed to do, so that both parties end up benefiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think I'm going to pick your mind on a little bit of education. So someone like me, I am a young presenter. I'm hoping to do some more influencer jobs in the future. What really do I need to be able to, you know, one day sit with you and be like, oh, you know what, add me to your team of influencers. What does the young person who also does influencing need to know to, you know, beef up themselves for such, you know, a task?
That's a good question. Let me see. I think the first thing is they need to find a niche.
Okay.
And they need to be consistent. Or you, because you said you, so I'm going to address it to you. You need a niche, and you need to be very consistent with that niche. So in the whole newscasting, presenting, what exactly, because that's just newscasting, it's still general, but what do you actually like? Zone in on that. I always say start with what you like. It's easiest, right? Because you don't get tired of doing what you like.
That's true.
So start with that and be consistent with creating content around what you like. Now, because you want to be an influencer, you have to be also intentional. And this intentional life is more around always checking to see the kind of people that are responding to what you put out, checking to see the kind of things they are engaging with when you post. Are they liking it when you show pictures of yourself on set versus when you're out there and you're talking to them? Or they actually prefer it when you have that laid back conversations with them and they get to hear your voice as a newscaster. And what exactly are you talking to them about that will attract them to keep coming back for more? One thing I've noticed is we don't have a lot of people with niches here in Ghana. And a lot of people who say they're influencers are really not influencers. You know, an influencer, bottom line, should be able to influence someone. That's the whole point of it being an influencer, right? You should be able to influence someone to take an action based on what you do. So for example, I put on this great dress. I posted a picture of it on Instagram. And 5 people DM me to say, Abena, I love your dress. Who made it for you? That is influencing. Different from you post it, great picture, everyone moves on. That is not influence. Even if you have 1 million likes, you've not caused a change. What you are is, if you had 1 million likes over the content, you are, for me, a media channel where I'm getting more eyeballs to see what I have. But it's not converting into what I desire.
Okay. So is that why...
Have I gotten too technical for you, Annie?
No, I get it. You said that because most of our influencers, or those we call influencers in Ghana, are not able to influence people enough to come and purchase the product. They are really used as form of media just to get the eyeballs on whatever that we are talking about. So what do you lean on? Do you lean on the getting the eyeballs on whatever product you're pushing at the moment, or you actually also sometimes add people who can actually influence people to it? What do you lean on mostly?
Okay, so mostly depends on the whole objective of the campaign or the activity you're doing. If my objective was awareness because I have a new product, for example, Bailey's Delight and Smirnoff Chocolate, we recently launched them. And I just want more people to know about these products.
Oh.
If I want more people to just know about these products, my goal is awareness. And so it's about as many eyeballs as possible. So as many likes as possible, people with a lot of following. Because the idea is when someone has a lot of following, the likelihood of more people seeing it is higher, right? Because the reach of their content is high. So that would be my one goal. However, if my goal was to engage with people and get people to actually try the product, I would have to think of ways around the kind of people I use who can spark an action, who can get others to take an action.
Oh, okay.
So in that case, I'll mix it up with, maybe I had 2 phases. I said, in the first 2 weeks, I want awareness. In the last 2 weeks, I want people to take an action. So I'll mix it up. There would be someone you see in the first 2 weeks that you won't see in the second 2 weeks, and there's someone you see throughout the whole month. So heavily, honestly, with influencer marketing, your goal is the most important. Once you know your goal, you know who to pick. And Ghana's influencer marketing landscape, as I said, is in its baby stages. So it's fair game for anyone. Anyone. I can even be an influencer with just 500 followers. It's a matter of how ready you are to
I am
do
ready.
the work.
I have like 6,000.
And actually, that's good. 6,000 is a good number. Now, that is one aspect we look at. We look at the reach of your platform, which is 6,000.
Okay.
Now, how relevant are you to what we are doing?
Okay.
And how well do you resonate with the target audience that we are looking at? These are my 3 R's.
Okay.
So if I'm able to tick the 3 R's, I'm thinking, hey, then this is someone I should use.
Okay, so for someone like me, on Twitter, that is my stronghold. But do the corporate world or the brands you deal with, do they also, because I know a lot of them want to do business with the Instagrams in Ghana. Because on Twitter, I think I'm like one of the females that has a voice there.
Okay.
I have like 8,000 plus.
Great.
How do I convince people like you that, you know what, on Twitter too, I can get people because I'm a lady, my people are more of the guys who would patronize the product. And for someone like me or what we do here, we are able to create products to actually push such products, not just for the awareness phase, but people also tasting the products, because we do picks. Like currently we are running a promo where we do picks. So we just tell you that, you know what, bet or something, and then when you win, we give you a product.
Okay.
Then the product you get to taste, or probably do a video and then post and then mention the product.
Okay.
For that one too, can I come to you and say I want to get in bed with your business, and then is that one too, can it be done?
Actually, you can approach companies, but I also know that we are always on the lookout.
Oh.
Twitter is a platform we love to engage in.
Really?
Yeah, because Twitter is all about conversations. I personally love Twitter. And I think it's a phenomenal platform. And our brands love Twitter too.
Really?
Because it's about conversations. It's people sharing their feedback on your product. This is where word of mouth comes out strongly, like I mentioned. So people normally on a regular day are talking about Smirnoff Ice Pineapple Punch, for example. People started talking about Pineapple Punch even before we started advertising Pineapple Punch.
Wow.
Because they tasted it and they loved it. So I think that Twitter is a gem.
I think you and I will be very good friends after this, because I have Twitter accounts and I don't know how I'm making something out of it. So we will really, really gel after this.
Yeah.
Okay, now you are here on a special mission, AFRIMASS. Let's talk about that for a minute. I know that's your portfolio or your position at Guinness, which is the digital media and digital marketer. Wow.
So my role is digital and media manager. And I also lead e-commerce for Guinness Ghana.
Okay, e-commerce as in buying and selling on electronics, or it's not as simple as I just said.
I love that. It's actually buying and selling online.
Oh, great.
So I lead that for the business. So we are literally selling our products online, and I'm looking for different ways to ensure that it gets to you and you end up buying.
I see. And you are a sponsor or you've partnered with AFRIMASS, and I know you're going to be speaking. What should people expect from Miss Abena Chrappah when they come for the event?
Honest conversations. I like very laid back, real conversations. And it's actually exciting to see that AFRIMASS is here, because I've not seen any group come together to talk about media in Ghana. There are a lot of media platforms that speak on the global level of what is happening around the world, but I've not seen one yet build up in Ghana. So I think this is a very interesting thing that Raymond is doing. And I am excited, especially knowing the kind of other ladies that are with me on the panel. I look forward to having conversations on the advertising space, on how media post-COVID changed, how our businesses took media, which media platform all of a sudden became the dawn of the day just because of COVID. How even I would like to even hear how media companies transitioned or became versatile in the COVID period. It will be really good to hear. So I'm looking forward to honest conversations where I would actually be inspired by the women that are on the panel with me. And I hope that the little I contribute to will also inspire someone.
Okay. And the people who would want to come for the event, should they be people that have a little bit of experience in the field, or somebody as, marketing neutral and dumb as I am can actually be at such events and understand what's going on?
With the AFRIMASS I've seen as it is, I think that there is going to be a mix. There are sections that will resonate with everyone, and there are parts that will be very zoned in to that landscape, that industry. And so it will be about people in that industry who would actually appreciate it. But there will definitely be something for everyone on AFRIMASS.
Okay, I can't wait. I will be there. I think I'll be there the whole time. I will definitely be there.
I'll look out for you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. I know you're tired, but you are here and you are laughing and you're having a good conversation with me. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to hear the details of, how COVID, post-COVID, shipping, all those conversations. I really want to learn, and I think you have a lot to share. And I'm hoping one day I'll see you using French for something, for something great. Thank you so much. And I think, you and I will have a few more conversations, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please, your social media handle or any handle you want to put out so they can follow and maybe follow what's happening.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know the AFRIMASS handles. But I am the same Abena Chrappah on LinkedIn. If you want my Instagram, it's ABECHRAPS, Abby Traps, together as one word on Twitter and on Instagram.
Okay, I think I know AFRIMASS. AFRIMASS GH, AFRIMASS AFRIMASSGH on Instagram, so you can follow
Thank
them.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and then follow their activities. You really have to be at these conversations because you need to learn. We all need to learn, right? You need to learn, and maybe who knows, you can be an influencer. You'll be working with. One day. Thank you so much for watching.
OnePlay. At class to your music.